Boilermakers attacked the offseason with head coach Barry Odom. One of the things they did was bring Kevin Kane in, who had previously been defensive coordinator in West Lafayette. Now he returns as the DC under Barry Odom this time around. They attacked the transfer portal as well, 10th ranked portal class in the Big Ten, bringing in 32 total players. And on offense, Jared Gibson, a lot of excitement bringing in that running back from the Texas Longhorns. 14th ranked recruiting class in the Big Ten with 25 total players brought in. So let's get to our big interview where Purdue head coach Barry Odom joins us now on Big Ten Today. And I got to talk to you around this point last spring and then got to call some of your games last fall. And there was so much roster turnover for you in taking the job and then coming out of spring. Now, by comparison to last year, where nearly 50 players were different from the spring to the fall, how much more, I guess, prepared do you think you can have your team for this coming fall with more continuity between now and the season beginning?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I hope everybody's doing great. You really look at the development since we started in January and what we've done from January 12th until today. I'm excited about what this group has done. The physical makeup of our team is so much better. And, you know, there's more explosiveness in our team and our roster, the strength gains we've made, the size and all the things that we needed to address this offseason. We've had a chance to do that and develop this team. And I'm thankful that there's not another portal window right now because we know who our group is and we can galvanize them together, continue to build on the things that we need to play winning football. And I think on the guys that we brought in, either the high school class, you know, of our high school signees, of the 23 guys, high school wise, 19 of them were here for spring practice, which was huge for us. And then the number of portal transfers, you know, the 30 mark of newcomers in that area, they all have come in and done just a tremendous job. But then the guys that returned that were on our team and in our program last year, they've galvanized, they brought everybody together. And at this point, is one of the closest teams that I've been a part of in recent years, and I'm excited about that because that's, you know, I think that's really important for us. You know, how close can we get as a team? You know, the care, the love, the ability to play hard for each other and build each other up and be encouraging. All of those things that go along with being a great team. This team has showcased those things. We've been very, very deliberate about that. And then also the guys that they were able to sign that were at another 4-year school. I wanted guys that wanted to be at Purdue. And we hit on a number of guys, not only really good players, but great locker room guys. And they understand that we're representing something so much bigger than ourselves. And they've really bought into that. And we got a strong thing going right now, and it's exciting to be a part of.
It's intriguing that you highlight the togetherness that this team has already fostered because that tends to be what builds championships, kind of that chicken or egg conversation. Are you together because you win? Do you win because you're together? It's probably a little bit of both, but I know the Winning Edge is a program that you've used at multiple programs now to try and foster some of that togetherness while also just sort of honing in on a focused approach to development. How are you utilizing that in this cycle?
Yeah, we look at the development and the phase when we started January 12th. You know, we had really a 7.5 week cycle of development in the weight room. And then in our Winning Edge program, the early morning workouts and change of direction, explosive movements, but also competitive battles and matchups within those situations. And then that led into spring practice. And I thought every single person on the roster made huge strides in their development. And then every position group and then both sides of the ball plus special teams on the jump we made from practice 1 to about the midway point. Practice 7 was unbelievable. And then we made the next jump from 7 to 15 on what the marks are supposed to be on the progress, the efficiency, playing smart football, playing complementary. We tackled 3 times this spring, live tackles in scrimmage situations. And I thought we were a better tackling football team. And that became with, you know, the understanding of the scheme, the ability to run to the ball, use your leverage points, play off of your other teammates, but then also, we made some big improvements on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and excited about, because I understand, how important that is to be able to run the ball and protect the quarterback in this league. And then you've got to be able to stop the run defensively, and we need pressure on the quarterback. So how do you do that? Yes, it's through schematics and coaching, but also finding the right guys in that fit that can go do that. So we upgraded in a lot of spots, and we got a long ways to go, but I'm excited about the progress that this team has made up to this point.
Well, I think back to Ryan Brown last season. He wasn't with you during the spring, of course, and then returned in time for fall camp. But he didn't have this opportunity that he's now coming off of with Josh Henson to learn the offense, to work through fundamentals, to really get into the scheme in some granular detail. What types of gains did you see your quarterback make actually having a spring ball with Josh Henson?
Yeah, he's made a lot of progress in just playing calm and playing within the play call, but also understanding delivery and execution of the play. And sometimes on 2nd down and 10, sometimes the best throw is get rid of it and play 3rd down. Playing smart at that position, trusting his receivers, understanding what the quarterback needs to do within this offense. And, we needed 10 guys around him to play really well to help the quarterback position flourish. And I think we got that this spring. We understand on playing together, and Ryan has got elite arm talent. There's some things that go on his stat line, and it that comes with playing the quarterback position. But if you get a tip ball intercepted, that still it goes down to interception. If it's a wrong route or some of those things, or protection breaks down, Ryan understands he's got to be stoic. He's got to understand he's got to bounce back. And I think the mental side of his game, on the things that he's done and showcased, and leadership on the things that he's brought to this team this spring, he's in line to have a really, really special 26.
And we do spend a lot of time talking about players getting to know each other, figuring out how to work together. You brought Kevin Kane in to now run your defense, and you've gotten to spend some weeks with him on the grass and obviously in the meeting room also. What have been the steps just to go through the process of making sure that your new DC is in line with how you want the defense to run?
Yeah, I think I've known Kevin for 20 years along his journey, and mine as well. We've always overlapped in a couple different spots, recruiting against each other, some of those things. We've coached against each other. But always had a high level of respect for him. He has been a great teacher, and he understands the skill set of our players, what we're trying to get accomplished. He's lived in the Big Ten now in a couple stops. He understands it. He knows how we can be successful at Purdue, and he keeps adding to that and building some strong foundational building blocks for us to be in position to play good defensive ball. Excited about the progress that we've made defensively, and a number of things that Kevin has done. There's some direct carryover of foundational beliefs on how I think you need to play defensive ball, and he's done a really nice job, and the kids have responded to his teaching and his coaching, and they get the big picture on what we're trying to get accomplished. And number one, on top of all that, he's been a great communicator, and I think he's gotten everybody in the building on that side of the ball on the same page, and that's been a good step for us.
Well, Ross-Ade Stadium, one of the great venues in the Big Ten Conference when the Boilers are rolling. Cannot wait to get there and watch you guys this fall, Barry. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. Boiler up.